Hi, happy International Women's Day. As she said, my name's Sandra and I'm from Jobestown. And I'd just like to speak to you. We know that Irish women have to fight so hard for equality all throughout history. And we don't have to look far back into our Irish history to look back into the Laundries and the Magdalene sisters and how young women who found themselves in a position outside marriage that they were pregnant and they were having babies. These babies were robbed from these women. They were imprisoned by the government and the church. They were sent into laundry homes, slave labour, and asked to work, made work for free, and their children were robbed from them, given away, sold to rich families under a capitalist and church system. I ask, how far have we travelled now? The women were stigmatised then, and they're being stigmatised now. I come from a really working class area, and my mother herself was a lone parent, and she had to avail of state services. And if I didn't have such a wonderful mother to take care of me with all the love, the care, the nurture that she put into her 5 children, who all do work very well for themselves now, to be considered a second-class citizen, that the media and the government will have her stigmatised as someone who was sponged off this state, when she reared her children single-handedly with no help and with stigma and people looking down at themselves. And I say to Joan Burton, how dare you patronise us and call us your heroes? If we are your heroes, why have you got 63% of lone parents living in deprivation? How dare you say we're our heroes and treat them like that? And then you'll come into Jobestown and you want to be treated with respect. Well, you don't treat us with respect, Joan. You treat young working mothers, mine included, like the dirt off the end of your shoe. You have said to women this year, you got rid of the laundries and you're bringing back slave labour. Once your child is 7 years of age, these women have to go out now and look for jobs. Jobs! There is no jobs. They couldn't come up with great childcare schemes and education schemes in the boom and get these women out working and and fighting the poverty and educating themselves and fighting the ceiling that there is against them. Now they're being told to go out and find jobs that don't exist. Go and get education. We'll give you a 3-year degree, but God forbid you want to turn that into a higher diploma and become a teacher. You'll have to get yourself 10 grand while you're trying to feed your children. God forbid you want to be a doctor or a solicitor. No, we're not going to have that. I asked, why do you create these poverty traps, Joan? The huge poverty traps. Forget that they're asking these women to go out to work for 50 euros and job scam. Will they lose their rent allowance? Will they be poorer after they find a job? Will they be homeless? Why are you creating such a media scare that these women are spongers? My mother was not a sponger. And how dare you paint her in that way? This poverty trap, so that somebody who like me who's working in my area, am I meant to look at my neighbour and say, how dare she go down the pub for a pint? How dare her and her kids go on a family holiday? They want us to begrudge each other. Well, we won't do it. They want us to look down and look at the people at the bottom end of the scale that are actually being stigmatised and oppressed are the problem. They're not the problem. Why do you create a system that these people cannot go out to work? We're looking up at the top. The Anglo tapes where you laughed at us. The Ambacker accounts. The HSBC accounts this year. You are robbing us blind, and we are going to work together to fight against you. The word of movement is combining everybody who's oppressed. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is not about water. This is not about water, and we know it. And I ask women, because we have been brilliant at fighting lots of campaigns in our history, to get together, get out on your streets, get out on the marches, get out and talk to each other, because we're not talking about water, we're talking about anti-austerity, oppression, working class people being stigmatised, being told that we're sponging and over-sponging from the state. Well, we say no. We say no to your oppression, no to your home tax, no to your water charges, no to your church and your state working together to oppress us. And we want to say yes to the amendment. Thank you. Happy International Women's Day.